What is up, Broncos fans? The Denver Broncos Show back here again to do another video to talk about the recent addition to the Denver Broncos organization and team. If you haven't heard by now, you probably live under a rock because this news has been all over the place, especially for the past 2 weeks, let alone the past couple of days. Peyton Manning is now officially a member of the Denver Broncos. He agreed today to a 5-year, $96 million deal with us. And it's great to have Peyton Manning on board, and it's great to have him as our new quarterback. It's kind of crazy that I'm saying that. It still hasn't really sunk in for me, and I think a lot of Broncos fans, that Peyton Manning is now our quarterback. I just want to thank Pat Bowlen, John Elway, John Fox, Brian Xanders for all the work they did to get Peyton Manning here. Obviously, if you've been following this process that's gone on for the past 2 weeks, it's been kind of a media circus. I mean, I remember when Peyton Manning visited our facilities, they had a helicopter shot over the car that he was in with Elway and John Fox driving to the facilities. Then he obviously met with the Cardinals and the Titans and the Dolphins. Apparently worked out for the Niners. I mean, there was just so many reports, so many rumors going on with this process, and I'm definitely happy that it's over, and I'm glad that Peyton chose us. It's definitely something I wasn't expecting. I thought, after our initial visit with Peyton Manning, I was like, oh, well, hey, we got interested in him, we got a shot in this. But as he started to visit with other teams, and then when he visited with the Titans, and their owner Bud Adams came out and said he was going to do anything to get Peyton Manning, I definitely was worried. But I'm glad Peyton Manning decided to be a Bronco, and it really, like I said, it's surreal, and it's very crazy that I'm even saying that Peyton Manning is now the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. And this is a historic signing for this franchise, and I'm just blessed and fortunate enough to be alive to see this, and I think all Broncos fans are really excited to now have Peyton Manning on board and have him be the new quarterback of the Denver Broncos, at least for the next 5 years. So it's great to have Manning on board. Welcome Peyton and his family to Denver. We're definitely all excited to have you here, and I can't wait to see Peyton Manning out there on Sundays out at, I know it's Sports Authority Field, but I still call it Mile High Stadium, torching opposing defenses. So it's great to have Peyton here, and it's exciting times for the Broncos. It definitely makes us a contender now to win a championship, and that's the ultimate goal for every team at the end of the day. I don't think it makes us the favorite, as a lot of people are saying. I definitely think we're the favorite to win our division again now with Peyton Manning. We by far have the best quarterback in the AFC West, but to say we're the Super Bowl favorite, I think is getting a little overzealous. It's a little premature. I think we're a contender, but we still got a lot of holes to fill. Our offensive line could use some upgrades. I know a lot of people have kind of boasted our offensive line and said how good they were, but fact is, J.D. Walton's an average center. Zane Beadles has his moments. I mean, I saw him get beat a ton of times last year, and Orlando Franklin had a solid rookie year, but he's more of a guard. So definitely we could use some upgrades on our offensive line. I mean, really the only two I'd say very good offensive linemen that we have are obviously Ryan Clady and Chris Cooper. So we still have some needs there. Obviously could use another receiver now, another running back to kind of take some pressure off Willis McGahee. Could use another inside linebacker, another defensive tackle, safety, corner. This team's still got a ton of work to do for us to be that legitimate, I guess, favorite for the Super Bowl. I think we're definitely in contention now, and that's obviously exciting that we now have a chance to go out and win a championship. But like I said, I think people saying we're the favorite for it is a little premature. Peyton Manning definitely helps improve our team, but we still got a lot of holes to fill and needs to fill before we can kind of say we're the definitive favorite. But it's great having Manning here. He improves us in so many ways. Obviously, our passing game is going to be much better this year. We were 31st in the NFL last year in terms of our passing offense, only averaging about 152 passing yards per game. That's going to go way up. I mean, Peyton Manning could get that in one half, let alone a 1 quarter. I mean, that's how good this guy is. So that's going to improve. We were the 25th scoring offense last year, only averaging about 19 points per game. Our defense really had to keep us in a lot of those games. That's definitely not going to be the case this year. We're going to average definitely more than 19 points per game this year. We're probably going to be a top 10 scoring offense that's going to take pressure off our defense, which I'm sure all our defensive players are excited about. They won't have to win the game for us all the time, if you will, and keep us in the game all the time now with Peyton Manning at the quarterback position. And our third down offense is going to be a lot better. Last season, we were the 27th ranked third down offense. We only converted on third down 31% of the time. You can't win championships playing that way, and again, you're putting a ton of pressure on your defense to win you the game and keep you in the game. Our third down conversion rate on the offensive end is going to go way up now with Peyton Manning, and like I said, he improves us in so many ways. He helps out our defense, and obviously he helps in multiple ways with our offense. I mean, Eric Decker and Demaryius Thomas are going to have breakout years, I think, this season with Peyton Manning. Obviously, they're going to have to get some timing down with Peyton Manning and build some chemistry with him. But that will come with time and you know, OTAs and working out in the offseason, and then obviously in training camp. More repetitions, they'll get used to Peyton Manning and get that chemistry going. You know, it's just great to have Peyton Manning. And the one thing that is so, you know, great in terms of getting Peyton Manning is his ability to adjust the play, read the defense at the line of scrimmage, and get your offense in you know, a good spot and the right spot. And that's what's so great about having Peyton Manning is you know, he's always going to put you in a good position to move the ball down the field, score. He reads the defense probably better than any other quarterback in the league today. And we all know about his audibles, and it's definitely going to be a new offense for us. You're not going to see the read option anymore. You're not going to see us protecting a quarterback with our running game anymore. I mean, definitely, you know, Peyton Manning's got, you know, full control of this offense, and it's gonna, I think we're gonna have a deadly offense. And if we can continue to have success running the ball next year, that's, you know, even more of a plus for us. And like I said, it definitely helps our defense out. You know, Von Miller and Elvis Dumervil, you know, already are one of the best pass rushing tandems in the league. And our defense was real solid last year, kept us in a lot of games. I'm sure those guys are excited, and I think adding Peyton Manning will only help us, only help our defense in terms of keeping them off the field more, allowing them to be more fresh when they're out there, and have them have a better year this upcoming season. And I think another big thing that Peyton Manning will help with us this year is his ability to run the hurry-up offense. Peyton Manning, like I said, is a super smart guy, super cerebral quarterback, always going to, you know, get his offense in the right spot and in a good position to move the ball down the field and succeed. You know, running the hurry-up offense here in the altitude in Denver, I mean, I just can't wait to see that. I mean, we're going to be able to wear out defenses with Peyton Manning at the helm running that hurry-up offense when we need to. You know, and we have so many options now offensively to change the game, and we're going to keep, I think, opposing defenses off balance quite a bit with Peyton Manning. So it's great to have Peyton. Obviously, there's still some questions about his health, and with all the neck procedures he's had over the past couple of years, I don't think that's as big of an issue as maybe it was a couple months ago. Peyton is, you know, from all the reports that I've heard, and I think a majority of people have heard, is his neck is, he's regenerating that nerve. He looks like he's back to normal for the most part. I've seen some people say he's about 85% now, which is great to see. And as he continues to rehab and continues to work hard, I think he'll be back to, you know, his old self. I'm not going to sit here and say Peyton Manning's going to be the Peyton Manning of 5, 6, 7 years ago, but he's still, I think, going to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. And you know, Peyton Manning's one of the hardest workers in this game, and he's a guy that you know is going to work his ass off to get back to playing at that elite level. And I think he's already you know, more than halfway there. And he passed a physical with us and the Titans and the Niners, so he's cleared that part. And I think Peyton Manning will be fine, you know, in terms of his health, and I think he'll be good to go, you know, this season and for you know, multiple seasons to come. And the other big question people have about us acquiring Peyton Manning and how it affects our team is what's the future for Tim Tebow now here in Denver. There's been multiple reports that we're going to trade Tim Tebow, which is very sad to see. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to be too sad over it because it's Peyton frickin' Manning, and no disrespect to Tim Tebow or anybody out there that supports Tim Tebow, but Peyton Manning is a much better quarterback than Tim Tebow is right now and probably ever will be. That's not a knock on Tim, but you know, Peyton Manning's a Hall of Fame quarterback, 4-time MVP, 11-time Pro Bowler. You know, he's as good as it gets at the quarterback position. So I think people that are angry at John Elway or the Denver Broncos organization for kind of, I guess, getting rid of Tebow and replacing him with Peyton Manning, I think they're probably just Tebow fans, not Broncos fans. Because if you're a Denver Bronco fan and you're not excited to have number 18 on your team, then you're not a Broncos fan. You're a Tim Tebow fan, and I don't get why anybody would be mad at this. It's definitely sad. Don't get me wrong. I support Tebow. I wish him the best wherever he ends up. I'll definitely be rooting for the guy. He's a great guy. He's a great human being. I've never had an issue with Tim Tebow. Obviously, he's got his flaws, and he's got a ton of work to do, and I think we had to cater our offense to him last year, and I think he got a little too much credit for some of our success last season, but he's a guy that has always made it about the team and not him, while everyone else has tried to make it about him. And the sad thing about Tim Tebow is he's such a great guy. He's such a humble person, but his fan base has got to be one of the worst fan bases in the NFL. I mean, Von Miller came out on his Twitter account and said, I'll take a salary cut to get Peyton Manning, and you know, people were attacking him on Twitter, Tebow fans were, and then they were attacking John Elway. I mean, that's just classless, and I really feel bad for Tim Tebow that he's represented by a somewhat delusional fan base. And I'm not saying every Tebow fan is like that, but you know, there's a lot of them that are. So you know, it's unfortunate to a degree. I mean, I will always be grateful for what Tim Tebow did for us, especially last season. And I think he's a guy that has done a ton for this city and for this organization. You know, led us on that magical run last year, was a big part of our turning our season around last year, and then getting us in the playoffs, helping us win the AFC West for the first time in 5 to 6 years, and then obviously leading us to that thrilling overtime playoff win over the Steelers. So Tim Tebow's done a lot for this organization, and I really appreciate everything he's done. I'll always root for the guy. He's a great guy. He's a phenomenal role model. I mean, I wish I could be more like Tim Tebow, and more people could be like him, because he's such a phenomenal human being. But this is a business at the end of the day. It's about winning championships, and Peyton Manning gives us a much better shot to do that than Tim Tebow. And I think John Elway has always not really believed in Tim Tebow, and this move kind of solidified that. So wherever Tim ends up, I wish him the best. I wish he could stay here. I truly do, and learn behind Peyton, but that's obviously probably not going to be the case. So it's great to have Manning here. It's a very exciting day for I think Broncos fans around the world, and it's great to have Peyton Manning, man. This is a historic signing for us, and for me, I'm really excited to see this team kind of be a Super Bowl contender for the first time, at least in my lifetime, because I was only like 5 or 6 when Elway led us to those Super Bowls, and we had Terrell Davis on that team. Obviously, had McCaffrey, Rod Smith, Shannon Sharp, the great offensive line that we had in those late 90s team, and then our defense, obviously, with guys like Steve Atwater, and Neil Smith, but I was too young to remember that. So it's exciting for me that actually now in my late teens, early 20s, that the Broncos are back to being a legit Super Bowl contender, and we got a great guy to lead us there in Peyton Manning now. So another great thing in adding Peyton Manning to our team is you're getting a guy that makes quick decisions and gets rid of the ball quickly. So that's definitely going to be something that's going to be fun to see this season, because everyone knows Tim Tebow is a guy that kind of held on to the ball a little too long, and you're not going to get that with Peyton Manning. He's going to make good decisions, and he's going to get rid of the ball quickly. He has a very quick release, and that's also good for us, and that's also another plus in getting Peyton Manning. And it's just an exciting time now to get Peyton Manning. The target's definitely going to be on our back, and we're going to be taking every team's best shot every week, but I think our players will welcome that challenge. Our coaches will welcome that challenge, and I think we'll play with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, because there's people that are still doubting Peyton Manning, and that's only going to add fuel to the fire. So I'm very excited for that, and it's just a really great time to be a Broncos fan right now, and we're getting a guy also in Peyton Manning that has been in a lot of big game situations, and is a guy that's really never going to get flustered being in crunch time and being in big time situations. So leave me a comment below with your thoughts on us getting Peyton Manning and how you think it will affect our team. I'm super excited for it. Many of the people that I've talked to that are also Broncos fans are very excited for it, and it's just a historic day in Broncos history, and it's a great day to be a Denver Broncos fan. And it's great to have Peyton Manning. Welcome him and his family to the Mile High City, and it's awesome time, man. Look forward to seeing number 18 out there. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, go Broncos.